Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and tonight we're going to be doing a bunch of good things. I'm going to run a guided meditation. I'm going to play some chess because I'm a chess instructor IRL. We're going to do some readings from Grimm's Fairy Tales because it's a phenomenal book. And we are also going to do some chakra balancing. You can never get your chakras in enough alignment. And we are going to do some other good stuff as well. How is everyone doing tonight? Let's see. Oh, we had a follow from a spam artist, so that's good. I hope everyone's doing well. It's been an interesting day for me. I had to, or I didn't have to. I went to my sister's grave today, so I hung out there, spent some time with her. It's always a challenge. I was feeling down, went in there, and I left feeling a lot better. So that was good. I hope everyone's having a good day today. I need to try something first. Let's see if this is coming through. All right, good. It's good that this music's coming through when it should. All right, we're going to be switching back to the Amitabha Buddhist chant in a little bit. But yeah. Anyways, that's what's going on with me today. JT Farms, thank you for taking care of that. It's always awesome when I have a trusty mod in chat who can deal with everything. I'm looking a little blurry. Now I'm looking a little bit better. There we go. Hey, Noger's here. Good to see you, friend. How's it going, brother? What's new with you, man? Noger is a streamer here on Twitch. We're gonna give him the good shout out, the one that he taught me how to use. So Noger is a philosophy streamer here on Twitch. He has read, what number are you at, man? You're at like something well over 400, right? Well over 400 philosophical journal articles on Twitch, which is really awesome because no one else is doing what he does. He's bringing philosophy to the masses on Twitch, so it's pretty cool. 410. Yeah, that's awesome, man. You've been okay, you've been chilling, nice. Well, it's good. And welcome in, man. It's good to see you around, brother. I was just saying, I went to my sister's grave today, hung out there. I brought a chair, which was nice. Last time I was just kind of sitting on the ground in the grass. This time I brought a chair, so that was nice. And then just hung out there. And graveyards are weird. It's weird to go to the graveyard. It's like the one place you can just like sit there and talk to yourself, and like everyone's like, oh, okay, it's fine. They're communing with the dead, right? I did that, and and that was kind of like the highlight of my day. Came home and I figured, no, that wasn't the highlight of my day. I also wanted to get some stuff done. I taught a chess lesson prior to that. It was actually pretty cool. The game that I had played was it was awesome because material wise we were even. But positionally, my opponent was incredibly beat because I had such a spatial advantage. When you control more of the map in chess, you have a much bigger spatial advantage because chess is a war game, right? And the person who controls more of the battlefield is going to have more room to maneuver their units, right? So that was pretty cool. I went over that game with one of my students today, and he learned a lot from that. So that was pretty nice. Well, we're going to start up by actually playing some chess today. JT, what's going on with you? You're watching the slam dunk contest or what? All right, well, we're going to hop in to a little chess to try to liven things up a little bit. Let's see. Let me come on over here and get it all situated. All right, we should be good to go. Display, there we go. Everyone can see everything they need to. And now we're going to play. And this is going to be a random opponent. So I don't know how good they are. They could be a superstar. They could be a complete novice. So we will see. Wish me luck. So this is a d4 player. This is what I play. Okay, so this is not a mainline opening. The idea is this bishop is blocking the queen, or this bishop is blocking the movement of this pawn, which you typically want to get out. So this guy is not doing what I consider a great opening. So the question is, how do I punish this? That's always what you want to think in chess. If his bishop's going to stay here, I don't know. I don't know where I want my dark square bishop. I was thinking of playing of playing g6 and then fiend shadowing my bishop, so I'd have this diagonal. This is kind of standard, but then takes, and I can't really get that push in. So I think we're just going to, I'm going to go after his dark square bishop right here. I'm looking at playing knight to g4, the threat of taking the bishop, because this bishop's an important piece for him. He doesn't want to lose it. But that's a little further down the road. I still have to get some more developing moves in. I know there's a good way to go after this bishop, but it's kind of blocked right here, which is nice. That's something you ought to understand in chess. Hey, Kevin Edward Music is here. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. How you doing? Kevin Edward is a musician here on Twitch. It's good to see you, friend. Everyone, check him out. Drop him a follow. Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. And Tindereos is here. Wow, we got a lot of the old crew coming through here today. And JT and Ogre. All right, this is excellent. Okay, all right, so he moved his bishop twice. Now, that means he wasted a move, having to develop his bishop twice. So I'm ahead now in development, which is great, which is exactly where I want to be. All right, so I'm going to allow this pin. And now, okay, so, wow, he moved his bishop 3 times now. So he's really behind in development. I'm just going to push. This is a weird move. You don't want to move the same piece more than once in the opening. Now I did push this pawn again, which is a little slow. All right, he might have ideas like this. All right, now this is not going to end well for this guy. If chess theory has anything to say about it. All right, let's do this kind of idea. I'm getting my queen in line over here. Yeah, he's just moving his bishop around. This guy does not know what he's doing that much. All right, so we'll do this. All right, he took, which is great. I have 2 pieces, 2 attackers on the pawn. He's got 0 defenders. Yeah, this is not going to be a high quality game. Those of you who are looking for high quality chess, you might have to go elsewhere. This is the guy who's just learning the game. Yeah, Tindereos, man, what's going on with you these days? Where are you holding up? Are you in Austria or something like that? We're just gonna throw on a check, force this guy to go uncastled. So now he's got to move to either d2 or d1. We'll see which choice he decides on. All right, so he's going uncastled, and now I have ideas of going after the queen, but then he just plays the knight. But it still would be a nice pin. No, actually this doesn't work. I can win material here. So yeah, I just do this. Now if he does, notice how my bishop's attacking 2 pieces, right? The queen and the knight. So if he blocks with the knight, then I win the knight. If he takes, then I take and I win his best piece, right? His queen. So basically, I mean, he's still got to block with the knight, but then I just take. Yeah. So this is a beginner. This is a chess beginner, which is fine. A lot of my students are probably at this level, are at this level actually. They're just trying to avoid losing pieces, And look how annoying this pin is. If this knight moves anywhere, well, actually he does have an interesting tactical idea. He takes a shot here because he'd be on my queen. But look at this. Here's something you want to do. You want to attack the pin piece. So notice right here. I'm attacking the pin piece. The knight is pinned to the queen. So now if he moves the knight, I'm going to take the queen. If he hops in here, he'll have the fork. I think I still just take, and then he takes, and then I could eat. All right, so he's going in for this, which is great for me. The question is how I want to take the knight. That's the only thing I really need to consider here. I mean, both moves are completely winning. I think this is slightly better. Is it? Yeah, because now my queen has this diagonal, right? And that's something you want to consider in chess too, what diagonals you got. Oh, Tindereos, you're in Germany at the moment. All right, cool. Yeah, okay, so he's checking me. All right, so I simply come over here and block the check and throw a punch at the queen. So now he's going to have to move his queen. Maybe he might swing it over here, trying something on the king side, in which case I'll castle. Yep. So now we just do this. Now it might look a little scary with this queen bearing down on my king, but it's actually not. So I have a cool tactical idea. It's called a discovered attack. When I push this pawn, it's going to open up an attack on the queen. So I gain I gain what's called a tempo. But I have something a little better. I'm pretty close to checkmating this dude already. Let's go in with this. I like this idea. Checkmate in 1 right here. Unless he plays his bishop out to one of these 2 squares. But even if he does, it's still not looking great for him. I got this checkmate in 1 idea. Where's the best square for his bishop? Probably I can't move there because I'll just take it. So he's got to move here. All right, okay. Well, now it's game over. All right, cool. Yeah, and that's how chess is played. That's chess, right? It's pretty easy right there. When your opponent is new to the game, maybe I'm assuming they're new to the game, or maybe they just don't play very often. Kevin, thanks again for those 100 biddies. I appreciate you, man. You enjoy chess very much. Awesome. Yeah, well, I teach it for a living. I taught a student, my top pupil ever today. He's really good. He's a high school student now. He's playing on the chess team. He's actually on one of the strongest teams in the state. They finished first, or not first, but 10th out of like 180 teams or whatever. So they're in the top 10, and they could have finished up a few more places without one exception of one really weird game that happened. So yeah, what's going on in Germany? Like what's going on out there? And Kevin Edwards, man, you're out of I always forget, the Philippines or something. I think it's the Philippines. You're living in the Philippines. You're an American dude that decided to move out to paradise, man. I don't think that's a bad choice, man. I think that's a smooth choice. Tindereos, you're doing all right in Germany? Cool. Yeah. Germany's a pretty cool place, man. I've never been there, but everyone loves it from what I understand. You're planning to move to New Zealand. Whoa, that's a big change. Is that work related or school related or something, or is that just a place you really want to go and live in? I've never been to New Zealand either, and well, I haven't been to a lot of places. So I guess that's just how it goes, right? All right, I think I'm gonna play one more. Yeah, Kevin Edwards. Yeah, Philippines, man. Cool. All right. Yes, beautiful in the Philippines. Man, I'd love to go to the Philippines. That's another place on my bucket list of place to travel. Philippines. That would be pretty amazing, man, to check that out. It's very exotic over there. According to me, and what do I know, right? Oh God. And Tinderes, you already lived there. You've already lived there a year. Okay, so it's a place that you know the place, you're familiar with it, and you liked it. Well, yeah. Why did you like it? What was it about the New Zealand? What was it about New Zealand that you like? Discernment Bugatti's here. Hey, friend, what's going on? Discernment Bugatti. Hello, man. Hello. What's new in your world? You're coming in. We got you and JT here today. Yeah, right. This is something. This is like old times. We got the old school crew here tonight. JT and Discernment Bugatti at the same time. That doesn't happen very often. Along with Tindereos, Kevin Edward Music, we got Noger here. We got a lot of people, a lot of streamers, a lot of good vibes in here. This is great. All right, well, let's see. Discernment, you're smoking a 6-pound beef roast. Yum. Oh, that sounds great. Man, I want a 6-pound beef roast, man. I could go for that right now. All I had for dinner was a salad. I just took a salad and beefed it up with some mushrooms and cheese, and that was it. But I got more food coming later. I'm just kind of dealing right now with just a salad. I ate some pistachios too, right? I don't know if you can call that a meal, but salad and pistachios. JT, you say packs them up and ship me some. Yeah, I know, right? He's always showing these great meals on Discord, and he's never sent them up. By the way, here's my Discord. Yeah, join. Everyone can see that. Join the Discord server. Be part of the community on Discord. We have a good group of people in there. Kevin, you say you actually got to get going. Evolve, love you, man. Have a great. Well, thanks for popping in, man. Whenever you pop in, it always brings a smile to my face, man. It's good seeing you, brother. And yeah, it was nice of you to pop in. I'm gonna do another chess game real quick, and then we're gonna do some meditation. So let's get this all set up. Go to display. There we go. And let's see if the competition's gonna be better this time. I have a feeling it's gonna be much better this next game. That last guy did not really know what he was doing. So yeah, we'll see how this guy did. Okay, so this is this. All right, this I know this line. I know this line. Yep. All right. So this is called the England Gambit, and the thing with this line is, if you can go astray very easily in this line, and you can get beat real quickly. So he's going to come down here and take the pawn. Now I play the knight out. All right. Now I know this line, so he's gonna be in a very worse position. But yeah, so he's going in for this pawn. Now the only move that works here, this is crazy, but the only move that works is knight to d4, protecting the pawn. Otherwise, he can hop in here with two attackers, and basically I'm forced to either sack the queen or lose the game. So I know the line. My rook's going to come over next. He's got a couple variations. So yeah, he does that. I attack his queen. Now he's got to back up his queen, and now I'm going to be all over this guy in a second. So he basically went in for a line that catches a lot of people off guard. It's one of those cheap tricky lines, right? It catches a lot of people off guard, but it's not sound, right? I just play these moves now, and there's nothing that he can do. He's gonna have to back up the queen, maybe here, right? I'm gonna be coming at him pretty soon, right? So the idea is my other knight is gonna be popping up soon, depending on where he goes with the queen, or if he moves the queen. And then I'm going to be playing this idea. All right, so he's going in for this variation. So now I believe I come. Okay, I gotta think about this. Yeah, I think let's see. Is this the idea? Yeah. So look how beautiful this line is. I move my knight here, and if he takes the knight on b5, I hop in here, forking the king and the queen. Right. So it's a pretty beautiful idea, right? Also notice how this knight is pinned to the queen now because of my bishop. All right, so now I just win. I win out here, and now he's toast. Let's see if he resigns now. A lot of these guys just resign usually there you go, and that's it. And so that's the thing about going with these lines, these lines that are not very sound, like the England Gambit. When you play lines that are not very sound, you're just basically hoping to get some cheap, quick wins off people that don't know the lines. And this guy doesn't know it. He doesn't know it. Let's see. Discernment Bugatti, you suggested a poll. Would Agni reach Grandmaster before he gets married to his soulmate? All right, well, let's see. We will see. All right, we're gonna create this poll. I think there's too many words, though. Oops. There's too many words in this. I'm just going to put Grandmaster before soulmate. Before he reaches... maybe I can fit this in. All right, let's see. Yes or no? I don't know. Will I ever achieve Grandmaster, though? That's another question. All right. Will Agni reach Grandmaster before he reaches his soulmate? I don't know. We will see. I'm voting. I just voted. But that's how it goes. Anyways, let's go back to this game real quick. I want to show you something about this game. So, like this, it's very easy to go wrong in this opening, right? So we have this kind of idea now. The only move that here, we can even turn on the analysis board to show you, that I'm not bullshitting you. All right. The only move you can see right up here that works is bishop to d2. If I do any other move, I'm in terrible shape. All right. Knight c3, I'm in terrible shape. Then it's just even, right? But I need to play this bishop d2 move, right? And then he comes in and takes. I'm already winning. Look at this. The computer evaluation says I'm already up 3 points, which is the equivalent of 3 pawns, which is pretty awesome, right? So, but he's going in for this cheap trick, right? So he comes in for this. Now, notice the idea is the knight and the queen are converging on c2. Let's say I do a nothing move. Like, let's say I do something like this. Then he just hops in here with his knight, checking the king. The king is smothered, right? It can't move anywhere. It's smothered by my own pieces. So I would have to take with my queen. And then he's up, he wins my queen, right? And it's game over. And then look, negative 8.2. So it's very easy to go astray. But I play the correct move, the only move, right? Knight d4. he comes in with his attack, and now look, there's another only move right here, rook b1. I know the line, I play it. So then he backs up, and now he's just already dead lost. I'm up 7.8 points, right? And I think, did I play the knight d to b5? Yep, I played the best move because I know this line. And then it says it actually likes a3 here, which is fine. But it also says knight d5 is just as good. It's like 7.8, 7.7. It's just as good, right? So take, right? And then he just took there. And then because of that, I'm able to win his queen. And then he resigned. GG's. That's how we do it. That's how chess is played. All right, so it says, no, I will not reach Grandmaster before I reach my soulmate. Interesting. All right, so I'm gonna find my soulmate before I reach Grandmaster. All right, well, that's kind of cool. I was planning on possibly playing the Chicago Open this year, so it's cool that my soulmate's coming my way. JT, you say... soulmates are 1 in a trillion. Don't know the stats on Grandmaster. There's not many Grandmasters out there. I'm gonna look right now actually. How many chess Grandmasters are there? There are currently 1,000. Okay, there are 1,742 chess Grandmasters, but the number of active chess Grandmasters is 1,315. That's the highest title that you can achieve in chess. So 1,315 active Grandmasters. It's also one of those titles that once you get it, you have it for life. You can never lose it. So I don't have to worry. If I ever get it, I won't have to worry about losing it. But it's looking pretty unlikely that I'm going to get it. All right. Discernment, you say Saturday streams are always the most intense. I mean, this is kind of intense, right? This is kind of intense. You know, I'm up here, I'm streaming, I'm doing some chess. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff tonight, which is good because I haven't done a bunch of stuff in a while. Typically, I've been just doing the meditation, so you got to mix it up every now and then. Discernment, you say, Agni, would you rather be happily in love with someone that's in love with you back, or have ultimate success with my career and life goals? Oh, I would much rather be happily in love, man. Much rather happily in love with someone that loves me back, dude. There's no doubt about it, man. No question about it, man. That's definitely what I would rather have in my life, man. That's like the easiest question I've ever answered. Let's see. Discernment, you say, so Grandmaster is more exclusive than a martial arts black. Oh yeah, it's super tough. It is super tough. Think about it. Think of all the chess players in the world. Of all the chess players in the world, only 1,315 are active Grandmasters, right? That's crazy, man. That's trying to and to be a super GM, like to be 17 or 2,700 or higher is even crazier. Those are like the top players in the world, man. There's not even that many of those guys. There's like 20 of those dudes to be 2,700 or higher. Maybe I'm off a little bit, but I think I'm pretty close actually. You know, it's like chess is super competitive and it's super cutthroat. I mean, you got guys that have been spending their whole lives since age 4 putting in 10 hours a day into studying chess. I mean, that's a lot of a dedication. And JT, you say, oh, you'll definitely achieve Grandmaster before soulmate marriage. You think so? Well, I don't know. We'll see. I would love to have the soulmate marriage first. I'm hoping for that. But you never know, right? You never know. Things can go in a lot of different directions, right, in life. All right. Well, so that's enough for chess for now. Let's do a guided meditation. Discernment. You want to hang out? You want to hang out and actually meditate with us for once? By the way, you never answered me. Did you try that yoga for your back? I was wondering about that, man. Discernment, you say, wow, Agni just wants to be it. Dude, of course, man. I want that perfect, having that perfect soulmate would be incredible, man. That would be, there's got to be nothing better in the world than that, man, than just having that perfect soulmate, that the person that really understands your heart, it's got to be awesome. You say it's working well, the yoga. Cool. Dude, that's great, man. That's great. Yoga's definitely had a major impact in my life, so I figured, it's great that it's helping other people, helping you out with your back pain. Yeah, it definitely is a great thing to help decrease pain, increase mental clarity, stability, grounding, flexibility, just general fitness. And it's funny. A lot of people, a lot of major athletes, like do yoga. Like LeBron James, he's big into yoga. Kobe Bryant was big into yoga, right? It's not just people have this weird stereotype about yoga, but like if the top athletes, Shaq was even doing yoga. How crazy is that? Shaq was doing yoga, right? If the top athletes are doing yoga, there's probably a good reason why, right? It's probably good for longevity and good for your body, right? You're shocked. I remember. Why, man? I remember stuff. Every now and then. Every now and then I remember something, right? JT say you're Agnes VIP dude, of course. Exactly, dude. You're my VIP guy, dude. Dude, you went from being a troll on the brink of being banned permanently to like this was actually an interesting story. JT Farms and I were having a conversation when you first came in for the first few times, and I was like, I don't know, what do you think? Should we, do we need to ban this guy? And we were talking about it, and I was like, no, let's see what happens. Let's see how it plays out. And now you're the VIP, man. That's pretty awesome to go from on the verge of being banned to a VIP like that. That's one of those like rags to riches stories, dude. That's a pretty impressive feat. And Tindereos, hey man, you say you never got banned. Yeah, you never get banned, right? Yeah. Well, you're a respectful human being usually, right? The Chad guy was pushing. Discernment Bugatti used to be Chad guy, and he was pushing the limit. He was definitely pushing the limit at one point, but we decided it was discernment. It was a mutual decision. It was a mutual decision. Discernment. JT and I both came to the same conclusion. We're like, yeah, let's play it out. Let's see how this finishes out. We'll give him a few more streams, right? I don't remember exactly what you were saying, but it was when you first came in. It was like the first few streams. I don't even remember. JT, do you remember what he said in particular? I don't think it was like one particular thing. I think it was just a lot of limit pushing, right? It wasn't one particular thing, but it was a lot of limit pushing. But you never did cross that line, man. And I give you props for that. You never actually did cross that line to get into band territory. And then you ended up being like, an awesome dude and like, coming in and hanging out in Discord and hanging out with us here, So it's like it turned out to be like, this beautiful, beautiful play in action, right? It worked out amazing. Discern, you say you forget about most of the stuff that you type. Yeah, well, that's how it goes, right? We don't always remember everything. All right. So I'm like in a hoodie. I'm warm. It's pretty warm in my place. I need to get adjusted. I need to change my gear, get some candles going, and then we're going to do some meditation. All right. So I will be back in just a couple minutes. Give me a couple minutes. I'm going to use the facilities to have some water, getting comfortable clothes too. All right, let's do this. 2 minutes. All right, we are back. but I am blurry, so let me fix that. There we go. All right. We're back and I'm not blurry. Which is pretty ideal, right? It's pretty ideal. Let's see. JT, you say, are you hot again, Agni? I was very hot. Hold on, let me turn down the heat, actually. Yeah, there we go. There we go. The heat is down. It was kind of chilly today in Chicago. I mean, relatively speaking, it was like 42. I was outside. Oh, really? Oh, really? It's one of those days, huh? All right. All right. Well, hold on a second. We're doing it. We're doing it. I gotta. All right. We are going to be doing this. All right. We're doing this. We're doing this. Let's get nice and naked. All right. Here we go. We did it. The shirtless stream is back. The shirtless stream is back. Thanks, JT. Much appreciated. You know, we haven't done one of those in a while. We haven't done one of these in a while. So I guess this is the proper time. The proper time to do it, right? All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. We're doing it. We're doing it. All right. I guess this is the best energy. This is as real as it can get, right? This is pretty real, right? These shirtless streams. Yeah. All right. Well, that was 50,000 channel points. That was 50,000 channel points. That's intense. All right. Well, this is what, the 5th one we've done? I think so. All right. Let's do this. Disturbing, you say that's good that you only ate a salad. Yeah, right? So we always come out here intense with a lot of energy and excitement. And then we slow things down and we go within to the place of peace and oneness within our hearts. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes and take a few slow and deep breaths on your own. I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds. And you can use it to help regulate your breath counts. So take a few more slow and deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, slowly lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Keep your attention on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds float together and merge into one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds float through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Direct your attention on your breathing. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And return your focus to your breath. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Keep your awareness on your breathing. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the memory of their own inner light within them. So they may share their light with all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity has remembered their own light once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye vision. Stay centered on your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love which emanates from this location. And the perfect peace surrounding this love. Allow yourself to feel the joy residing here. And the warmth which accompanies it. In this place, you are eternal. In this location, you are home. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which hinders your evolution. Stay true to your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And return your focus to your breath count. as you inhale, visualize golden light flowing into your body. And as you exhale, release all toxins from your being. Breathing in this radiant, shining energy. Breathing out, releasing all illness from your body. Stay true to your breath. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of consciousness. Go all the way down to your center point. The place inside you where your essence flows the strongest. The place inside you at the centermost locus of your being. Experience the perfect peace residing here. For only perfect monism exists in this location. And in this place, you are one with the divine. Fear cannot enter this holy shrine. Separation and division do not exist here. For that which was created eternally whole can never be anything else. That which was created to be eternally full can never be empty. And that which is eternal love can contain no fear. Have faith in that. Focus on your center point. And when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you recall your true identity. At your center, you remember how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you recall your divine purpose. To spread love and light to all of those whom you encounter. Excluding not a single mind from your forgiveness. Loving each as you love yourself. At this holiest of nexuses, you are home once again. Here you will remain forever eternal. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all existential angst from your being. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear and worry from your mind. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this sacred space with me. I am honored and humbled to be here with you as your meditation guide, as your shirtless meditation guide. I hope you all feel more peaceful and relaxed. I hope each one of you feels more centered and grounded. And I hope you're able to take the love and joy from this meditation with you out into the external world and share it with all those whom you encounter. Namaste. All right. That was a 35-minute meditation. Perfect time. Right on pace for all the meditations that we've been doing lately. And those of you who wandered in, you may be wondering why I'm not wearing a shirt. You can thank JT Farms for that. She redeemed 50,000 channel points for a shirtless stream. Doesn't happen very often, but every now and then it happens. So thank you, Cool Men 256 for the follow. Much appreciated. But yeah, so she redeemed it, and who am I to do anything else other than comply with the channel point redemptions? Cool Men 256. I am Agni James. Welcome to the chat. Normally I wear a shirt. This is something different today. But yeah, I'm also a chess instructor IRL, so I do chess streams. We played some chess earlier, and I was explaining how to defend against one of the trickier lines of the England Gambit. And yeah, we've been doing. I have a master's in philosophy, so we do philosophy streams here as well, where we discuss philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, and metaphysics, which are my three areas that I particularly love in philosophy. Those areas have a special place in my heart. Metaphysics, because I'm concerned with what's foundational, with whatever is foundational in reality. Philosophy of science. I have a philosophy of science background. I have a science background, and same with philosophy of mind. I as an undergrad, I majored in molecular bio, and then I also majored in psychology. So those two areas are pretty dear to my heart. So I love delving into them through philosophy. But yeah, all right. So we are going to take a 60-second break. I'll be right back, and then we're going to do some readings from the Tao Te Ching. All right. Excellent. So, one of the greatest books ever written, Lao Tzu's masterpiece, the Tao Te Ching. This book has 81 verses, and we have been going through and reading one verse per stream when we're all here. And we are on verse 33, which is pretty cool. We're moving along. We're moving right along. There's much wisdom contained in this book. Anyone who's not read it, I recommend that you do so. One who is good at being a warrior does not appear formidable. One who is good at fighting is never roused in anger. One who is good at overcoming his adversary does not join issue with him. One who is good at employing others humbles himself before them. This is known as the virtue of non-contention. This is known as making use of the effort of others. This is known as the limit that is as old as heaven. Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm digging that. I like that part. I love it. I love the paradoxical nature of the Tao Te Ching. It's so incredible. One who is good at being a warrior does not appear formidable. Yeah, they just are a warrior. You know, they don't put on a big act. They don't put on pretense in a big show. They just go out there and if you mess with them, they're gonna knock you out. But they're not gonna appear formidable, right? One who is good at fighting is never roused in anger. One who is good at overcoming his adversary does not join issue with him, right? If you join issue with him, then you're going to be down at his level, right? You want to stay above that or her level, right? One who is good at employing others humbles himself before them. I like that one too. This is known as the virtue of non-contention. This is known as making use of the effort of others. And this is known as the limit that is as old as heaven. I think that's a beautiful passage. I really do. And I'm glad that we got to read that today. There's something special about that passage. All right. So that was good. That was good that we got to go through and do that. Let's go into this book where we do a little chakra balancing. And let's get this camera fixed. There we go. Perfect. I was in a chakra balancing group years ago, and this is the book, The Sevenfold Journey, Reclaiming Mind, Body, and Spirit Through the Chakras. This was the book we used to cleanse our chakras. So we've been going through it. I think we're in the water chakra, right? We still haven't finished that one. Yeah, we're at the second chakra. Water. Cool. All right, so we are going to be entering sacred space. That's what we're working on today. Let's see. We have first time chat. Dabato, he said, "Hey, I haven't been chatting at all, but I've been enjoying your stream so far. Appreciate the content you're putting out there." Hey, much appreciated, Dabato. I really appreciate that. It's always good to get feedback, man, and or woman, and I definitely appreciate that. So thank you for that. Yeah, I do what I can to spread meditation out there. It's a little silly today. I'm doing a shirtless stream because JT redeemed 50,000 channel points. But it's fine. It's fun. It's fun to be a little silly every now and then, right? So, but I'm glad you're enjoying the content. Much appreciated. So we're gonna do a sea altar meditation. Apparently, I'm just gonna read through it because I'm not gonna actually set up an altar here. That sounds like a little too much. A little beyond the scope of what I wanted to do today. But I'm gonna read through this. And then you can do that. You can do it at home. You'll have the VOD out there. I always save the VODs as highlights, so you can make a sea altar and then meditate to it. Right. A pleasant ritual in honor of the sea can be done by those who live near a body of water that has a tide. So JT, you're by the ocean. You can do this. Chad guy, right? You're out there on the West Coast. See, I'm in Chicago. I mean, we got Lake Michigan, but I don't know if that constitutes a tide or anything like that. Like not a serious tide, at least. I don't know if you need a serious tide for this or what, but anyways, begin at low tide and collect shells, driftwood, seaweed, and other objects from the beach. Pick a spot to make a mandala on the beach out of these objects. Ooh, cool. Make it into a design that makes a statement for you. It could be a peace sign, a yin-yang, a dedication to a sea goddess, or a joint creation with a loved one. When you finish, meditate on the mandala and then watch the tide come in and take it away. That sounds awesome. That sounds like a really cool meditation. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing. I wish I lived near an awesome body of water. Like I wish I lived near like the Atlantic or Pacific Ocean or something like that, and I could just go out and watch the waves crash in. It's always awesome to do so. And then there's a ritual for balancing polarity. So I have a lot of polarity in my life, a lot of forces that kind of drive me, up and down. So there's a ritual here for balancing it that we're going to run through, and then we'll be done with chakra balancing for today. Often in our lives, we find ourselves bouncing back and forth between two choices, unable to consolidate two seemingly opposite parts of ourselves. This is part of the dance of polarity, and usually it is a decision between two choices is not apparent. And usually, if a decision between two choices is not apparent, it is because each side has considerable merit, and neither choice alone quite answers the problem, right? Yeah, so like sometimes there's a situation where it's like, well, I could do X, it has the following positive attributes, or I could do Y and it has the following positive attributes. I don't know, they're both pretty good, right? Those can be difficult choices. The following ritual is a simple one and can be done alone or with a group of any size. Make room to walk in a circle as large as your chosen space allows. Mark out in your mind the path of the circle and remove any obstacles along that path. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Sit in meditation long enough to get in touch with the two sides of your equation. It may be something practical, like whether to quit your job or stay with it, or whether to move to a new house. It may be the need to resolve different parts of yourself, such as the part that wants to be alone and the part that wants to be social. Or it may be the need to balance a polarity you have been caught in lately, such as work and play, passivity and aggression, activity and quiet. It is important for this exercise to pick only one set of polarities at a time, but you can repeat the ritual as often as you like. Look at the circle and draw a mental line across the diameter. You may even wish to mark it with a stick or some narrow object. Now allow one side of the circle to be one side of the polarity and the other side to represent its opposite. For instance, if I am trying to sort out my conflict about home and career, I might make the right side of the circle represent career and the left side represent my home life. Walk slowly around the circle in one direction. When you are on one side of the circle, immerse yourself in the feeling that side brings up for you. When I walk on the career side, I immerse myself in the feeling I have when I am doing my work, traveling, giving workshops, doing promotion, writing, etc. When I pass the midpoint of the circle and enter into the side that represents home, I immerse myself in the feelings of being at home with my family, relaxing, cooking, being quiet. Walk around the circle several times. Each time you pass the midpoint, you change to the other polarity, totally immersing yourself in its reality and paying attention to how that feels in your body. Oh, that's cool, right? So you get to experience how those two choices feel in your body, right? Allow your body to express these feelings as you walk. You might walk tall and proud at one side and hunch over on the other, or you might walk fast on one side and slow on the other. When you have walked around the circle several times and have felt each side, then you are ready to walk down the middle. As you do so, try to incorporate a balance between the two extremes. Imagine yourself doing both at once, incorporating the energy of the fast and the peacefulness of the slow, the excitement of the one side and the restfulness of the other. Notice how it feels in your body. See if you can now walk through the room like this and notice any feelings of resolution. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Well, I'm going to have to try that next time I have two competing beliefs and they, that are contradictory, and kind of see what path, or two competing courses of action that contradict one another, and go with the one that seems a little more at peace with my body and mind. JT, you say you've put water in your singing bowl and surrounded by crystals and played it. Watching the water vibrate in the bowl along with the sound is a beautiful and powerful experience. Experiencing the water element on a smaller scale. Yeah, right? You know, you can, that's the cool thing about the elements, right? You can experience them in grandiosity, and you can also experience them in the infinitesimally small amounts, right? It's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's nice. All right, so where are we at right now? By the way, JT, how was that meditation for you? Was your shirtless redemption worth it? I hope so. I hope so. It's always interesting doing stuff like this, mixing it up. I should be going to the books category. We got to change categories now. That's right. Reading fun, I think it's is what it's called. So let's head on over there. Reading fun. Yeah, we're gonna head on over to reading fun, and we're gonna do. Let me edit the stream info. We're gonna do Grimm's Fairy Tales. It's that time. It is that time. I hope you are all ready for this. We have not done this in a while, and this is incredible. There's some incredible content in here. JT, you say, "LO, that energy was awesome." Oh, great! I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, that was fun. It's good. It's good to mix it up every night, every now and then. And this book was given to me by my mother, by the way, to me and my sister. One of my favorite all-time books. Love, 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 Mom. Wow. I was a little kid. I was 6 years old when I got this book. No wonder I messed up. Grimm's Fairy Tales is very dark. I'm just joking about that. Okay, so let's see what we are going to read tonight. It looks like we're reading The White Snake. The White Snake. And we're not listening to the band White Snake. We're reading about the White Snake. All right. I'm excited. And it's only a few pages long. That's the cool thing about these fairy tales. They're only a few pages long. This one is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like about 5 pages long. All right, cool. So we're gonna hop into The White Snake. I wonder if any of you have read this poem or this fairy tale before. A long time ago, there lived a king whose wisdom was celebrated far and wide. Nothing was unknown to him, and the news of the most secret transactions seemed to reach him through the air. So this guy is like omniscient. He pretty much knows everything going on in this area. Now he had one very odd habit. Every day at dinner, when the courtiers had withdrawn and he was quite alone, a trusted servant had to bring in another dish. It was always covered. Even the servant did not know what it contained, nor anyone else, for the king never uncovered it till he was alone. This had gone on for a long time, when one day the servant who carried the dish was overcome by his curiosity and took the dish to his own room. All right, we'll see. We'll see what's in this dish. This is going to be interesting. I don't know. Since the title is The White Snake, maybe it's a white snake, right? These are things that chess players think about, right? We want to know. When he had carefully locked the door, he took the cover off the dish and saw a white snake lying in it. There we go. There we go. Right there. Predicting the future. Look at that. Agni James prophecy. At the sight of it, he could not resist tasting it, so he cut off a piece and put it into his mouth. Hardly had he tasted it, however, when he heard a wonderful whispering of delicate voices. Ooh, well, that's kind of cool. He went to the window and listened, and he noticed that the whispers came from the sparrows outside. They were chattering away and telling each other all kinds of things that they had heard in the woods and fields. So this king is somehow eating this snake and is able to hear the sparrows. All right, well, that's pretty cool, right? The sparrows are all over the place. No wonder he knows everything that's going on. Eating the snake had given him the power of understanding the language of birds and animals. So it's not just the sparrows. It's like all the animals out there. Well, that's awesome. Imagine if you could just eat like one bite of a white snake, and then all of a sudden you could understand every single thing that an animal was saying to you, right? Joy, JT, imagine if you could understand like your dogs all of a sudden just started speaking in like plain old English to you, right? Like that would be pretty weird, right? Your cat and your dog started talking to you that way. Now it happened on this day that the queen lost her most precious ring, and suspicion fell upon this trusted servant who went about everywhere. The king sent for him and threatened that if he was not found by the next day, he would be sent to prison. In vain he protested his innocence, but he was not believed. Oh, this poor dude. He is a trusted servant, but at the same time, he did look at the king's white snake. He wasn't supposed to look at the king's white snake. And then he even took a bite of it. So I don't know. Can you trust this guy? Can you really trust this guy? It's tough to say. JT used to LO, drag me to the loony bin. Yeah, right. Your dog start talking to you like in English. That would be crazy, right? That would be pretty weird. In his grief and anxiety, he went down into the courtyard and wondered how he should get out of this difficulty. A number of ducks were lying peacefully together by a stream, stroking down their feathers with their bills, while they chatted gaily. The servant stood still to listen to them. They were telling each other of their morning's walks and experiences. Then one of them said, somewhat fretfully, "I have something lying heavy on my stomach. In my haste, I swallowed the queen's ring this morning." All right, so now he knows where the queen's ring is. Well, so here's the thing, though. He still has to get it without appearing guilty, right? Because if he just comes up with the ring, then they're gonna be like, "Yeah, you stole it," blah blah blah, right? Okay. So the servant quickly seized it by the neck, carried it off into the kitchen, and said to the cook, "Here's a fine fat duck. You had better kill it at once." All right, well, that's how they used to do it back in the day, right? You just grab the duck and then go kill it. "Yes, indeed," said the cook, weighing it in her hand. "It has spared no pains in stuffing itself. It should have been roasted long ago." So she killed it and cut it open, and there, sure enough, was the queen's ring, right? Yeah, well, he knew it. No surprise, right? We saw this coming, right? The servant now had no difficulty in proving his innocence. The king, to make up for his injustice, gave the servant leave to ask any favor he liked, and promised him the highest post about the court which he might desire. So this is the way you move up in the ranks back in the day, right? You find the duck with the ring, with the queen's ring in it, and then you have it killed and then prove your innocence, and the king's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. It turns out you were innocent all along. Here, you can have whatever the highest post is in the courtyard." Discernment Bugatti, you say, "Wow, yeah, right, there's a lot going on here." With the lights on, yeah. Of course, it's a shirtless stream, right? We got to make it more fun. The servant, however, declined everything but a horse and some money to travel with, as he wanted to wander about for a while and see the world. Well, that's pretty cool, right? Especially if you can hear what the animals are saying. Discernment Bugatti, we're reading about this servant who ate a piece of white snake, and then it enabled him to hear the animals communicate, like all the animals and birds and everything out there. He could hear them communicate. So he basically knew everything that was going on in nature. His request being, by the way, what do you think of that discernment? Like, would you like to hear the chatter of all the animals in the world? Would that be something that you'd be into? His request being granted, he set off on his travels, and one day came to a pond where he saw 3 fishes caught among the reeds, gasping for breath. Although it is said that fishes are dumb, he understood their complaint at perishing thus miserably. As he had a compassionate heart, he got off his horse and put the 3 captives back in the water. They wriggled in their joy, stretched up their heads above the water, and cried, "We will remember that you saved us, and will reward you for it." So these fish got his back now. That's kind of cool, you know. Like, imagine if like a certain type of animals, like fish or something, just had your back, right? That, you know, that would be pretty awesome. Fish and wildlife, right? All right, so he rode on again, and after a time he seemed to hear a voice in the sand at his feet. He listened and heard an ant king complain, "I wish these human beings and their animals would keep out of our way. A clumsy horse has just put his hoof down upon a number of my people in the most heartless way." So now he's listening to these ants complain, right? These ants are like, "Oh man, like, you know, this human is riding around on his horse, and he's, you know, messing our anthill up, messing up our chi, right? Our chi flow's all messed up." He turned his horse into a side path, and the ant king cried, "We will remember and reward you." So basically, he stopped messing up their anthill. So now the ant's got his back. That's just pretty cool. The road now ran through a forest, and he saw a pair of ravens standing by their nest, throwing out their young. "Away with you, you gallow birds," they were saying. "We can't feed you any longer. You're old enough to look after yourselves." Well, I mean, that's pretty harsh, but I guess that's how it works in the raven world. The poor little nestlings lay on the ground, fluttered and flapping their wings and crying, "We poor helpless children must feed ourselves, and we can't even fly. We shall die of hunger. There is nothing else for it." That's harsh. That seems harsh to me. But I mean, if that's nature, then that's just the way it's got to be. The good youth dismounted, killed his horse with his sword, and left the carcass as food for the young ravens. They hopped up to it and cried, "We will remember and reward you." Dude, he just killed his own horse, but you would think the horse would be saying, "Don't kill me," right? I mean, that's kind of weird, right? To go and just be all compassionate about the ravens and kill the horse, like that doesn't make any sense. I mean, everything up to this point was consistent, but I mean, this I take issue with this. You don't kill one animal to save the lives of some others. Especially, this is a trusty horse that A, is helping you get around in the world, and B, it's a good creature. Horses are smart, good creatures. I'm not saying ravens aren't, but still, like, you don't sacrifice one animal for another. Now, let's see. So, anyways, now he had hoped to depend upon his own legs, and after going a long way, he came to a large town. There was much noise and bustle in the streets, where a man on horseback was making a proclamation. Okay. And there's a cool picture here, too, by the way. Check out this picture. Pretty badass, right? All right. "The king's daughter seeks a husband, but anyone who wishes to sue for her hand must accomplish a hard task, and if he does not bring it to a successful issue, he will forfeit his life." Why is it always like this back in the day? You know, the king's like, "All right, you can marry my daughter, but if you do this hard task, but if you fuck up, I'm going to kill you," right? They never make it easy. They never make it easy to get to become the prince or future king or whatever, right? All right. Many had already attempted the task, but they had risked their lives in vain. When the youth saw the princess, he was so dazzled by her beauty that he forgot all danger, at once sought an audience of the king, and announced himself as a suitor. All right, he's going in. But remember, he's got the animals to help him. He's got the fish. He's got those ravens, right? He's got the ants. He's got some backup out there in nature. He was immediately led out to the seashore, and a golden ring was thrown into the water before his eyes. Then the king ordered him to fetch it out from the depths of the sea, adding, if you come to land without it, you will be thrown back every time till you perish in the waves. So he's got to get this ring and get this ring quick. Everyone pitied the handsome youth, but they had to go and leave him standing solitary on the seashore. He was pondering over what he should do when all at once he saw the 3 fishes swimming towards him. They were no others than the very ones whose lives he had saved. There you go, right? There you go. Good karma. You help the fish. You help the fish, and good things happen. Am I a little blurry? I think I'm a little blurry right now. Let's fix this. All right. There we go. Oh, hey, Christine the Bean's here. Good to see you, friend. And thank you so much for the subscription. With 20 months. Wow, 20 months in a row, Christine the Bean. Much appreciated. Welcome in. Yeah, we're reading the Whitesnake in Grimm's Fairy Tales. So basically, this guy was a servant, but then he ate some of the king's white snake, which gave him the ability to hear everything the animals in the forest and all the fish and birds were saying, right? So like he's listening to animals all day now, and now he's trying to win the queen's or win the love of the princess, or the hand of the princess in marriage, I should say. All right, so here we go. Hold on. All right, so yeah, we're saying these were no others than the very ones whose lives he had saved. The middle one carried a mussel shell in its mouth, which it laid on the sand at the feet of the youth. When he picked it up and opened it, there lay the ring. All right, so the fish have just repaid their debt. So he helped these fish out earlier, and now they just gave him the ring. So that was like the first task he had to complete to marry the princess. Full of joy, he took it to the king, expecting that he would give him the promised reward. The proud princess, however, when she heard that he was not her equal, despised him and demanded that he should perform yet another task. So she went into the garden herself and stewed 10 sacks of millet seeds among the grass. He must pick up every one of the seeds before the sun rises tomorrow morning, said she. Not a grain be missing. Dude, that's crazy. Why is she making it so hard on him? This guy just found this ring from the like the bottom of the ocean. Like cut him some slack. I don't know why she's being like this. Just because he's not her equal, right? That's how it is in India with the caste system, right? If you're not someone's equal, they treat you like garbage sometimes. I mean, it's in ancient society, that's how it always was. People were all, and still today, even today, that kind of mindset exists. A lot of the rich people think they're better than poor people, which is nonsense, right? All right. Anyways, the youth sat miserably in the garden, wondering how it could possibly be done. But as he could not think of a plan, he remained sadly waiting for the dawn, which would bring death to him. So he's just basically sitting there waiting to die. He's like, there's no way I can pick up all this stuff, right? Christine, when you say that's crazy, yeah, it's totally crazy, right? It's like, what's going on here? But when the first sunbeams fell on the garden, he saw 10 sacks full to the top. He saw the 10 sacks full to the top, and not a grain was missing. The ant king had come in the night with thousands and thousands of his ants, and the grateful creatures had picked up the millet and filled the sacks. Dude, those ants got his back. That's pretty awesome. And that's the thing. That's his good karma for helping out these ants, right? All right. So the fish have already repaid their debt. Now the ants are. So I'm expecting there to be some other thing he's got to do, and then the ravens, the baby ravens, will repay their debt. You say ants are awesome. They're totally awesome, right? I mean, they can do so much. They're pretty, and they can lift like a crazy amount of weight, that like over their body weight, right? That's the other thing about ants. All right. The princess came into the garden herself and saw with amazement that the youth had completed the task. But still, she could not control her proud heart, and she said, "Even if he has accomplished these 2 tasks, he shall not become my husband till he brings me an apple from the tree of life." That's serious. I mean, he's got to find the tree of life and get an apple from it. All right. Like, where are you going to even find the tree of life? I mean, that's not an easy thing to find in this time. The youth had no idea where to find the tree of life. Yeah. He started off, however, meaning to walk as far as his legs would carry him, but he had no hope of finding it. He's just basically wandering aimlessly looking for the tree of life. When he had traveled through 3 kingdoms, he was one night passing through a great forest, and he lay down under a tree to sleep. He heard a rustling among the branches, and a golden apple fell into his hand. Well, that's pretty cool. There you go. And let me guess, it was the ravens, right? They're like, "Hey, we got the tree of life. We know where it is. Here's your apple," right? It's totally got to be the case. Discernment Bugatti, you say the horse is going to back for. Ooh, I like it, man. I like it. You're right. He did kill the horse. He killed the horse for just to save the ravens. Like he sacrificed the horse for the ravens. I think that's a really cool idea, man. Yeah, the horse comes back and is just like, you know what? You killed me for no reason to save the ravens, like, or no, or did he kill the horse to save the ants? No, he killed the horse so they could eat the horse to save the ravens. This. We'll see, right? I like that. And the sermon you say, tree is in Chicago, right in Agni's backyard. The tree of life, it's back here. I mean, one could argue that Buddhism is partial to the tree of life, right? All right. Anyways. At the same time, 3 ravens flew down and perched on his knee and said, "We are the young ravens you saved from death. When we grew big and heard you were looking for the golden apple, we flew across the sea to the end of the world where the tree of life stands and brought you the apple." What awesome ravens. These are like amazing ravens. Like you can't find ravens like that nowadays. The youth, delighted, started on his homeward journey and took the golden apple to the beautiful princess, who had now no further excuse to offer. Yeah, exactly. Like what can she say? This guy just brought her, a golden apple from the tree of life. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What more can she say? This guy's done everything, right? They divided the apple of life and ate it together, and then her heart was filled with love for him, and they lived happily to a great age. That was a good story. That really was, everything except the horse. Like discernment. You're right, man. That's like the one part of the story that I think is a little unfair, right? Like, why did he kill the horse, right? That seems kind of weird, right? To kill the horse to save the ravens. I mean, the horse is like his trusty steed, right? You don't just kill one animal just to save some ravens that you don't even know, right? That seems kind of weird. Discernment, you say, "What the fuck? Go burn the book." Yeah, I'm pissed, man. I'm a little pissed that this guy just he gets away with killing his horse, and then like his life, he lives happily ever after, marries the princess, and she falls madly in love with him. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how come the horse wasn't saying anything? And horses are supposed to be smarter than all those creatures, right? Smarter than fish. They're definitely smarter than ants, right? And they're smarter than ravens. Well, I don't know. I think ravens are actually pretty smart. I don't know the general IQs of animals and how smart they are. Does anyone out there know if a raven is smarter than a horse? I don't think so. It seems like a horse would be smarter than a raven. What do you guys all think about that? Let's do a poll. Let's see. I'm interested to see what Chad has to say about this. What is smarter? What creature is smarter? Horse. What creature is smarter? Horse or raven? I really think ravens or horses are smarter, but we'll see. So cast your votes, and we'll see. We'll end up seeing what everyone thinks. But yeah, it just seems to me that a horse should definitely be smarter than a raven. Discernment, you say, it's like he doesn't even learn a lesson. He doesn't learn a lesson. No, this dude, and remember, this was all because he did something wrong to begin with, right? He went and he ate the king's white snake. Like, he shouldn't have even been doing that. It was a secret dish. He wasn't supposed to uncover it. He was supposed to just take it away. But instead, the servant took off a piece of the white snake. Like I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? To just eat the king's white snake and then end up marrying his daughter and then kill a horse in the process. I don't know. Let's see. JT, you say it's a different kind of smart, like academic smarts compared to street smarts. Interesting. See, I guess ravens are smart. I think I have heard that ravens are pretty smart, right? Okay. I used to have Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven memorized. It was, let's see if I still, what I still recall from it. It was once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, entreating entrance at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the black December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, that to still the beating of my heart I kept repeating, "'Tis some visitor, 'tis some late-night visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door, only this and nothing more." And the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This he whispered, and something whispered back the word Lenore, nameless here forevermore. Yeah, that's about what I remember. But anyways, yeah, if you like Edgar Allan Poe, that's The Raven. Okay. JT. Now you're cracking me up. That's pretty funny. Okay. We got some clips of that. JT, you say, "Oh my God, I'm so turned on right now. You got to go find Mark. Go find your husband. Do whatever you got to do." And then we got the clip. That's intense. Let's check it out. Let me copy and paste. Hold on a second. All right, this could be good. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I have to do it this way. So we got to copy to clipboard, bam, and then we'll bring it up in this window so everyone can see it. All right. So we got it here, and then we got to get the volume all the way up, and then we got to turn the volume all the way up over here. There's always like many things I have to do here. All right. And then we'll go to display. All right, we're ready here. We are ready. Everyone should be able to see this now. I muttered, entreating entrance at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Hope you can all hear it. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never visitor, I muttered, entreating entrance at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. Oh, that's a good one. That really is. Chad Guy, or Sermon Bugatti, thank you for clipping that. Okay, all right. Well, it has been quite the show tonight. It's always great when I have such a wonderful group of people that came through here. Big shout out again to Noger, philosophy streamer here on Twitch, super awesome guy. I'm gonna give him an additional shout out. I love this man. He's bringing philosophy to the masses. So it's something incredible. Philosophy definitely has a lot of value into it. So big shout out to Noger. If you haven't already, drop him, go check him out, drop him a follow. That would be awesome, and yeah, he's just a really nice dude too. And then let's see, who else have we had in there? We had Tindereos, really amazing human being, smart. He's big into working out, good healthy, healthy man, healthy strong man. I think he's done a little streaming, but it hasn't been for a while. He travels the world. I mean, like one time I was talking to him, he was living in Mexico, then he was living in like Austria, then Germany, and now he said he's going to New Zealand. So that's pretty cool. And then JT, obviously my channel shaman who made me this amazing mala, and she also is the reason I'm shirtless tonight. She redeemed her channel points, 50,000 of them to get me shirtless, and that's just how it goes. And then who else was here? We had a lot of people come through. Obviously, Discernment Bugatti, who we're talking with right now. Thank you so much for coming in. You're always appreciated, man. You're the VIP for a reason. You're a VIP for a reason, man. Chad guy evolved into Discernment Bugatti. Christine the Bean, I love you unconditionally. She's one of my IRL friends. So it's always nice when you come in. She's also an excellent acupuncturist and does acupuncture on my aunt, and she's given me acupuncture. Highly recommend her. I give her, I definitely highly recommend her. And then finally, Kevin Edward Music.